Okay, that looks like we're live. Hmm. Okay, where's the fertilizer at? Ah, right there. And I'm going to make one more just because. Come on, let me back out of there. Let me have my mouse. Finally, couldn't get the chat to give me a text box to type in. Shaman, you know that Mitts and Sully Bear are also doing this. I had to close out twice. Oh, darn. That ain't good. Nothing good can come of it. All right, I have to ask, how's the voice? I think that's one too many super alloy. I saw that. They have to wait. I'm flattered. Thank you. You'll be there at some point. They'll probably go farther than me. Good morning, country lady. Oh, I always get that backwards. Um, Shaman, the reason why I'm here this morning is I was wanting to do this on Friday, but I'm not going to be here Friday morning. I was thinking about doing this before me and you talked about it in Discord. So that's why I'm here. I would like to play this game out till the end. I would, you know, and I have to say, if this Saturday, if Dave, for whatever reason, isn't there, might play this one instead because I really do like, this one's easier going for the moment. Something is spelled wrong. That is. Now, where to go and what to do. Country lady, I could have swore that you put out a, and go very slowly. Yeah. I know you put out a portal out here, but I must not have saved after you done it because it's not here. But I put out a second trade rocket. Why? Just 'cause. If I thought that we could sell some of this stuff that we don't use, but they don't want bees. Now, I need to go grab a water or drink a water. And then I need a couple more food. Stuff for the portal must still be in my inventory. No, you made it, but if I didn't save it after that, and that's entirely possible. If I screwed you up, totally my fault. She's going to beat on you losing her portal. Yeah, I know. Nah, country lady is always very, very nice. I've heard her get frustrated in a game. She's never really gotten frustrated at me. Maybe as a joke, but, you know. That could supply all because. And we've got tree bark and other such stuff till hell won't have it. Is there a bacteria? There's mutagen, and there's fertilizer, but there's no bacteria. They may just blow him up or surround him with mannequins. Now that is a possibility. Bacteria. Well, you'd have to have the other kind of explosives to blow me up, so. All right, now, where am I going? Top of the dam. I want to go to the locked door area just because. Not that I think I can get in here, but yes, that would be fun. Do that. She doesn't need your encouragement, Shaman. Good morning, Dreas. How are you, sir? Out of all the things we've got growing, we don't have that. Zach Minger. Well, good morning, Zach. National Make a Gift Day. Did not know that. Doing good. excellent to hear. Okay. Got the lights on and nobody's home. Still need that. Maybe Amp will make me a gift. To join us, you'll have to show some sense. We don't need idiots. Those dim-witted guards will never find the object to place in this terminal to open the door. In a wax place with golden cells. Oh. I sleep lulled by the buzzing of winged fairies. I cannot fly yet, but one day I will when I leave my bed to become a sun gatherer. Although I'm afraid to think who she'd give me to. Yeah. Oh, I hate to say that I wanted to take a picture of that with my phone so I would know that riddle. But here's the thing. My phone is in the other room. I shall return. I guess I need to get elevator music for when I pause. Where did I put my phone? Right there where it shouldn't have been. All right, now let's try this again. Now, as I said, I was going to try to do this Friday morning, but I'm not going to be here Friday morning. And now let's go back and gander at this again. Because I, excuse me, want to take a picture of that. Yeah, perfect. All right, now. Oh, looky here. Cosmic quartz. Grace, I have to say, I've caught a little of your humble playthrough, and it actually looks like you're doing good. Now, come on, fly, fly, fly. Oh. I really do think the jetpack on Toxicity is stronger than the jetpack other places. I don't know that I need any of that. However, I know I've got room for most of that. need any of that either. Don't get stuck. Oh, sounds like a storm. Now, should I go that way or should I go back here? Oh, no, still got toxins to extract from there. Which makes me think Alaskan Supra. Amp sent me. Well, good morning. Alaska Supra, you didn't have to sub. The channel's going to get shut down the beginning of next year anyway. I appreciate that, though. Alaskan Queen Gaming, thank you very much. Good to have you here. Now, what am I doing? You guys have got me flustered. Thank you, Alaska Queen Gaming. Or Ice Queen Gaming, excuse me. Grace, there is a pinned note in my Discord that explains it better than I'm willing to say right out loud. However, the situation is that we have physical problems and such going on here, both me and my wife, that it's going to involve more of my time. Therefore, I would like to finish this game, and if Planet Crafter does anything else, I'll cover it as I can. However, it's purely old age and treachery winning out over youth and skill. Is what it boils down to. If I could physically stand it, I'd be gaming 5 days a week. I enjoy this. I enjoy the people component about it. It's just I don't want to not finish what I've started. That's why I'm playing this game today. We went through this one as in the early beta and liked it so much. It worked out so well that I'm playing just to try to get it closer to the finish line. But yeah, there are things going on in my personal life that I don't feel like that this is going to be sustainable going forward. Physically, it's painful for me. Even using a controller, I get emotionally involved in the game. And when I get emotionally involved in something, I, for some stupid reason, tend to contort my left shoulder up, and it hurts me from the tips of my fingers all the way to the top of my head on the left side of my head. It's bad. And it's getting worse. And matter of fact, because AMP is making me... Big Horizon, Don't let her twist your arm. That's all I can say. um, you know, I'm weak. What can I say? You're Big Horizon. You're a sub on Dave's channel, too, I believe. Internet bullies are a real thing. That's too funny. And amp, such a dear sweet thing. I was already subbed here. Thank you, Big Horizon. I appreciate that. I knew I had gotten a few subs over the past few days because I had suddenly jumped up to 72 subs. Dress, I am trying to trust me. If I could figure out a way, I even looked into ordering a button controller that I could use with my feet. Uh, because I really enjoy this. It scratches an itch for me. And that's not the right way to say it, I don't think. You know, that I enjoy, the people I've met and the human component of it almost more than I enjoy the gaming. And if I could figure out a way to do it, I would probably still keep doing it one day a week. But once this is, I've got another Toxicity game going, and once it gets to complete terraformation, there'll be no more regular updates on the Daily Act channel. If Planet Crafter comes out with something else, I'll cover it one day a week as I can. My screen shows 75 subs. Well, 2 or 3 people have jumped in here. Alaska Queen Gaming, or Ice Queen Gaming, excuse me, and Alaska Queen Gaming. I'd say that you could get that Neuralink thing that Elon Musk made, but I think you need a brain to make it work. Andreas, you're absolutely right. However, I am not a supporter of Mr. Musk, and we'll just leave it at that. Ice Queen Gaming, thank you very much. Quite kind of you. All right, I've gotten to talking and I forgot what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. Can lighter fluid in a match. I knew you knew that. Yeah, he don't trip my trigger. Tungsten rod purification gel in a plastic rod. If I only had a brain. Yeah. And quite frankly, I'll say this. This base is a mess. We were trying to get as much of the beta in before it ended, and I didn't think we were going to be able to play anymore after that. However, it saved it, and everything was good. And Big Horizon, thank you very much for being here. I hope you have a good day. I hope you have a good day houseworking. Housework is just as much work as work is. Tungsten rod, and then I need to get rid of a whole ever-loving bunch of this other stuff. Yeah. Yeah, don't let anybody tell you that homemakers don't have a hard job, because they do. Okay, now I want to make that, and I've got that, and I know where I'm going back to. Now, after having said all that gloom and doom about why I'm not going to be updating the channel regularly and all kinds of other good stuff, my wife and I walk every day. Most people that, around Amp's channel and everything know it, because if I leave, I say I'm going for a walk, and most of the time I do. All right, get back up there. We have upped our step count to 6,500 steps a day. And winter, that's a little tough it's tougher to get walking, because like right now, today, it's 40 degrees outside, and 2 days ago we were out walking in 42 and it about killed us. But today at noon, it's going to be 61 degrees. Well, it might be the adult thing to do to set priorities, but it sure did hurt to do it, because I enjoy this a huge amount. And, it hurt. That's all I can say about it. It hurt. Alaska Supra, I've been doing 6,000 steps a day up until last week, and I've had a streak going on of almost 90 days, and we started walking last year in October for the American Cancer Society, and once we got started, and we were doing 6,000 steps a day for them, once we got started, we just kept doing it. I just turned 63, and I've got chronic arthritis from my lower back down through my mid legs. It affects me all the way to the bottom of my feet, and it's one of those things that if I don't move, buddy, I tighten up, and it's a painful thing. And what got me started is I live in a subdivision in Central Texas, and I'll never say the town right out loud, but some people know, some people don't. And the mailbox is a half a mile down the road. And we have a small dog. We've had more than one small dog since we've lived here. A couple of them have went over the Rainbow Bridge. But it's one of those things that, it's mostly sunny around here for the most part, and there was nothing stopping me from walking a half mile to go get the mail, and just kept going and added to. It's actually been a good thing. Texas, I thought Whistle Dick was in Montana. No. You're bad. You're so bad. Now, I will say this. Texas is the first place I've ever lived. I live inside the city limits of the town I live in. First time I've done that, because I was living out in the country when me and Randy and I got married. This is the first time we've done it since we've been married, and we can drive 5 minutes out our door to the south and be in absolutely positively nothing. I've never been able to do that quite so quickly. Texas is all right. Depends upon what part you're living in. Out west is crazy. There's whole lots of nothing out there. I have to say, though, if you're going to get on I-35, you better be ready for it. I didn't like getting a toll bill for my visits there, though. Yeah, I have a permanent toll tag on my car that always has money automatically put in the bank for it. They can draw money out of my bank account. I never worry about the toll tag. The one thing I do worry about is, I didn't want to come back here. The toll area that I'm in can't seem to keep their stuff, going. People getting bills that didn't drive there. It's been bad. It got transferred over to another region to run the toll system around here in Central Texas, which has been just crazy. Let me go right there, which is where I was at. Where am I? See, I've got to run in my mouth, and now I don't know what universe I'm in. It's funny, I lived in Texas as a young child. My dad was stationed in a little town called Sherman that is right on the Oklahoma-Texas border. And we lived in a little town called Denison that was President Eisenhower's boyhood home. My brother used to walk past his house when he went to school. I was too young to remember any of that. The funny part of it, I would love to go back and visit. I'd like to see the house we lived in at the time. That's got stuff in it, yes. Yeah, I got a toll bill with late fees and penalties for non-payment without ever being notified I owed anything. Yeah, that's one of the problems they were having with the text tag. And they turned the text tag billing and everything over to, I want to say it was the Houston toll tagging to let everybody pay for the tolls. And they've given me no trouble. Let's see what's there. Yeah, you're not the only one. Text tag has had their head up their arse for a while, I hate to say. And now I'm going to go on down here. This was as far as I got the last time I played because Country Lady was having issues and I went back to see what she was doing. What, I can't walk up the ladder? Well, that's just a pain in the butt. Darlene, I'm beginning to think you might be right. Trade rocket multiplier fuse, growth multiplier fuse. I'll pick that up just to say I have. Ooh. I thought that was just a big hole going down through there. No. Dress, don't get in too much trouble. If you do, take a video of it. the world? Oh my. Well, there's all that. What does it take? I've got to say, Shaman, Dallas is the one place that I'm glad I don't live. Driving up there is just crazy. When Randy went to Portland earlier in the year, that was probably, driving in Dallas was the worst part about it. I need an osmium, zeolite, and an obsidian. Okay, there's that. Does it go the other way? No. I'm just trying to make sure I haven't missed anything. Yeah, when I took Randy up there to fly out of Dallas-Fort Worth, as I was driving away from it, I was going to my best friend's house in Louisiana. Darlene, I hope your eye appointment goes well. And I, driving along 60 miles an hour down the interstate, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the guy in front of me stopped dead cold. It was like, you have got to be kidding me. And luckily, my car has pretty good brakes. If it hadn't have been for that, I'd have hit him. It was, and I was like, well, what in the world is going on here, and why did you stop? Well, but he wasn't stopping to answer any of my questions, and so I, kept right on driving, I hate to say. Yeah, it was nuts. And I keep thinking that door should open, but it doesn't. And there's a transporter to the top of the dam. Oh my Lord. Deer trying to jump in a truck with one of our guys in the middle of town. He was driving by a local business with a camera that captured it. Oh my. Wow. When I need zeolite and obsidian, well, there's zeolite, so. Hey, look, we've got animals in the wild. Heck yeah. Very cool. All right. All I need needed some obsidian, and it broke a window out, and I'm pretty sure we have both doors replaced. He ended up with glass all in his hair, but other than scaring the life out of him, he's okay. Oh my. Well, that is a good thing. Is this set up? Yes. Well, take that back. That doesn't have anything to go in. I need all the rest of that with an obsidian to make, because I'm going to go back down in the dam. Yeah, it's very cool that we have animals. All right, now, where am I going back to? Top of the dam's probably closer to where I'm trying to go. Thank you, Lisa. I get the feeling that Miss Amp advertises better for me than I do. And you can't tell her nothing, because it's Amp. Oh my. That's that very yellow spacesuit that's... Oh. Oh my. Well, this is different. Come on. However, I'm going to look around here for just a second, because why not? Okay, that's where I was just at. Well, that was interesting. Alrighty then. Might need those. This just looks like a place where there'd be a gold chest, just because that's... Yep. Nothing down there. Okay, I see. That door isn't open, and it won't open, but it comes out in that last hole over there. Huh. Okie dokie. I have to say, country lady, that was the time at work that I always liked when vendors were bringing stuff. However, in IT, it's just not at Christmas. If they're trying to sell you something, they'll give you a backpack in a second. Alrighty then. Let's go back up from whence I came, because this wasn't what I was attempting to do. Although there's plenty of opportunities to be a loot goblin around here. Homemade brownies. Ooh. We've begun watching some folks on YouTube. The channel name is Camper Vibe, and they're from the UK. You're going to need extra steps to fend off those calories. My favorite time at work too, but ours were from customers, yeah. And the Camper Vibe, they camp all around Europe, and they eat, and they're, like I said, they're from the UK. They eat a lot of baked beans, and one of them is a vegetarian, and she eats potatoes all the time. If I ate that many potatoes, I would die. Because I have IBS and potatoes in me. I haven't ate a potato I ate some last year for Christmas, one spoonful, just to see what they tasted like. I like potatoes. They don't like me. Um, and they, yeah, if I ate that many baked beans and potatoes in one day, I might as well just go sit in the bathroom. However, if you're into watching people have a good time and be happy, those two seem to have a good time with what they're doing. They give one another a lot of. They don't cut each other any slack. Let's put it that way. But and country lady, you're right. Yeah. Yeah, I worked for the unemployment office. I wouldn't have taken nothing from a customer. Because I didn't deal with customers directly, but I saw other people get on the phone with them, and when they weren't getting benefits, they were nasty. Yeah, and if you had just cut their power off, you don't know what they might do. I have been up here, so I don't need to go up here. I don't know that I need any of that. I'm going to jump over this because I think, yeah, we extracted enough toxic stuff from that I can drink it. I would have to walk to California and back to offset all the calories. No, I can say. It's funny, once we got started walking, now uh, I can always tell when I need to get up and walk because my hip will start grinding me really hard, and it's just like, nope, it's time to get up and get moving. Um, However, walking to California and back might not be a bad thing. I hear the weather's nice. And I could probably, given the chance, live in California, but cost of living would probably run me ragged. The reason why I'm down here going around looking at stuff, there's a cave down here someplace. I've seen other people hit it, and we've been here. That's goo aplenty. It's a whole different thing for us, especially when we're regular customers. One year I was first starting, I literally lived on the food they brought for almost 2 months. Yeah, stop in and visit shaman, so that's an extra bonus. Absolutely. Yeah, if I got that far out there. Oh, I can't get through there. Let's go back out here and up and over. All right. Come on, up, up, up. And the pipes just go right into the ground. Lovely. Yeah, that's one reason why I don't have a problem being where I'm at in Texas. I can afford it. Um, it could be a whole lot worse. Boy, that's a little too bright. Come on, fly, fly, fly. No. Yeah, I'm going on a cruise next year. And never been on a cruise before, so that's going to be different. The median rent in my area, and I live between Waco and Austin, um, is somewhere about 11 to 1200 bucks a month, because there's a lot of turnover in my town, and we've looked. When we first moved here, my daughter said something about, well, now you can rent that out and find someplace nicer. I can't say we live in the best house in the whole wide world, but, here we are. Just looked at her and I said, there's just one thing wrong with that. And she said, what? I said, I don't want to be a landlord. I'm perfectly fine with what I have. Don't particularly care for the town I'm living in, but it could be worse. Okay. For those that haven't been watching, I'm taking the train back. I could have taken the transporter back, but the town I live in, there's new parts in it that aren't terrible, but the old downtown is not good. right when we first got here, we were going through the grocery store, happened to tell the cashier we were new in town, and he said, don't go to this street and this street after dark. I went, oh, okay. Have been down there one time after dark in 6 years and went, hate to say he was right, but he was right. And for as much as I've called that back, whoa, come on, over, thank you, just did make it. Come on, up, up, up. You pain in the butt. Oh, don't tell me you're not going to let me through there. Well, that's not good. That's just enough water to get your ankles wet. 56 views and 32 concurrent viewers. Come on, swim faster. Nope, that was the slow button. Well, I am never going to find this. Yeah, Austin is way expensive. We were trying to move to Austin when we moved here and had to go farther north than we really wanted. We wanted to be closer to our daughter, and it just didn't happen. Because of the expense dealing with it. We live in a modest 1,500 square foot house, and if we were to transplant this to Austin, it would be $300,000. And I can tell you that where I'm at, we didn't pay that. So I'm close enough to Austin. I go once a week, whether I need to or not. But Now, I will say this: if you like live music and you're into it, 6th Street in Austin's the place to go. Randy was living in Austin when we met. Her daughter now lives in the house that they lived in. And not that anyone cares one way or the other. Randy and I met in an internet chat room that is no longer with us. It's been defunct for, 25 years or more. And it was just one of those things. I have to say, though, she's the best thing that ever happened to me. You know, she has stood behind me and done any, if the things I were wanting to do was within reason, she stood behind me and said, "Yeah, go ahead." And I can say, not a finer person walking the face of the earth. And yes, I'm bragging about the boss, because I can. Yeah. Shaman, I have no doubt in my mind. I live in nothing spectacular, just a plain old brick house, but on a very nondescript street that the subdivision on my street has at least 4 more copies of this house. Some of them mirror images of one another. It's a very cookie-cutter subdivision. However, I have to say, it's reasonable. It's not perfect. Right now, we're having a problem with hoodlum kids running around damaging stuff that isn't theirs in the neighborhood. And thankfully, I have cameras that I set up myself, and I just want to find this cave. Pretty please. I've been a good boy. I've ate all my veg. Yeah, housing prices in Austin are just dumb. The realtor we used was out of Austin because he knew my daughter, and we get his paperwork from Austin all the time, and there's $1.2 million houses all the time that he's the top seller in the market, so. And I told him, I said, I don't think you needed to be fooling with us because we weren't going to make him any money. He said, I like helping people. He's a good guy, really good guy. If I knew somebody that was coming in and around the Austin area, I'd gladly put their name in his name in someone's hands. He was extremely good to us. Well, country lady, like I said, we lived in the country, every other place we've lived except for this one. And I can walk out my front door, walk about a mile, and be at my favorite cafe in town. you know. So, let's go to the far side base because I just haven't been there. Well, I've got stuff on me that I need to go home and try to decode anyway. I'm a little unhappy. I wanted to make a little better headway. But no more blueprints. Boo, hiss. For anybody who hasn't played this game, always collect the blueprints even when it says there's no more to decode, because that's sometimes how they upgrade the game. They'll make one of those blueprints into something that you can redeem. Okay. Wow. Lots of food. Nope. That can't go anyplace because it's not on the inventory system. Gonna have to put that up myself. Oh, we do have a mushroom. I didn't think we had a mushroom growing. We don't have the mushrooms going anyplace, I don't think. Nope, right there. Well, okay then. As much as my husband and I love to eat, it's probably a good thing we don't live closer to the restaurants we love. We'd be fatter than we are and broke. Yeah, Randy and I have a Wednesday morning lunch date there every Wednesday after my acupuncture appointment. That's full, and so is that. Okay, I can put that back in there. Yeah, the only good thing about it is that I can walk to it, and if I walk to it, I can walk off some of the calories. We have never done that, though, because usually after I eat, need to get where we're going, how we're going, pretty quickly. Comato, Primo, Scipio, Rorio. Oh, there's a bunch of them. Spacesuits are Forma, Spacesuit Guex. Our all-time favorite restaurant's about 75 miles one way. Yeah. Yeah, you better have a good appetite. Better be ready to drive, huh? Yeah, we've been here. Lots and lots of goo. Closest Walmart we are willing to drive to is over 60 miles away. I live maybe 2 miles from a Walmart and 4 from a Sam's Club. Yeah, we're a bit spoiled, and I'm okay with it. I gotta say, I'm okay with it. It actually worked out. We have a postage stamp for a yard and don't really need any more than that. Oh, pressed the wrong button. Nope, your flashlight is already on. Well, that's just crazy. Alrighty then. I was trying to find spacesuit Fablo, just for the comedic value of wearing it, but no. And there's a key. Take that. I believe this is the cafeteria of the prison. Okay, that just takes me to the bottom of the cell block. Ooh. And got all that. Don't need any of that. Nice. That's right at the first of it where you come in. Don't need any of that. Okay. Oh, come on. Fly, fly, fly. Oh, come on. Oh, well. I'm just going to have to go back up then. Oop. Energy multiplier. Heck, we could sell that. goo and no goo. All right, where to go from here? Nope, not there. Oh, I know where that's going, and I've already been there. Don't need the oxygen. Don't need anything from there. However, I'm flying down there. Why? Because I don't know any better. Okay, there's that. Nope, nothing back here. Nobody here but us chickens. Country lady, I would agree with that. What gets me is around here, Whataburgers or, went and tried it and liked it very much. When I lived in Columbia, South Carolina, Five Guys had the best burger going. We tried them here. They weren't near as good. And everybody here raves about In-N-Out burgers, and I personally didn't like them. They didn't do a thing for me. Let's go up here into the train. Nothing in there. Yeah, I haven't ate at a McDonald's in years. However, I live close enough to one that I could walk to it. And Shaman, I'll tell you that I also live close enough to a Taco Bell that I could walk to it, and I will not eat their food. I know that there is a Whataburger in Jackson because I ate there coming out here when we moved. But I know Jackson is on, uh, you know, is a whole different part of the state. All right, I'm back to doing the boring stuff again because I really want to find this cave. Well, let's land there. Get that. Love me a double animal style from In-N-Out. Taco Bell is now disgusting. Yes, they are. And they don't do my gut any good. Um, and it's funny, I don't eat hamburgers with the buns on them anymore because the bread tears me up. Um, and Whataburger serves a very nice, like if they're having something that's pretty spicy, of which here Whataburger is pretty spicy. Far side base is where I want. They have a sweet and sour burger. It has sweet and sour sauce on it that is wonderful. Okay, there's that. Oh, and that's just one thing. I thought this was going into a bigger hole. Nope. We've been here. Yeah, and for me, we can get good, authentic Mexican food from a local shop for the same price as Taco Bell. Yeah, that's uh, if we go to some of the locals around here, we can get Mexican food so good we don't know what to do with ourselves. When you talk about jacks, are you talking about Jack in the Box or just jacks? Because we have Jack in the Box around here, and I gotta say, it's just not that great. Frogs, chillin'. Yeah. Okay. Well, I was hopeful. Uh, I worked at a television station for a short time, 50 odd days, and we were literally across the street from a Jack in the Box that I ate there a time or two, but really wasn't. They were okay in a rush, but it wasn't anything to jump up and down about. find the way down? One can only hope. Okay, that's just... Alright, come on. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Whoa. I don't know that I need any of that, but... Yeah, I think I've found the cave I was looking for. Finally. Take that explosive powder. Hello, Cozy Cow Gaming. Thank you for dropping in to leave a like. I left a like on yours this morning. Thank you, Cozy Cow Gaming. Gonna take that just because those take a good bit to make. Did Mayhem sneak in and I missed it? Let me... All right, give me my mouse. Amp sent us. So it's our fault. Good morning, Mayhem. There's a box. Big Dave wants to stream with a couple of old worn-out veterans. Well, you know, I tell him all the time he's always invited, and if he wants my help, I'll help him. Because I have to admit, all this food talk has made me hungry. Yeah, sorry, Shaman. It's my fault too. Dave is the reason why I'm probably still doing this as much as I am, because he talked to me privately when my shoulder started bothering me and said, how about I do all the work and you stand around and talk? Well, yeah, I think he wants to hear some war stories. He's got better stories than I've got. Oh, yeah, I'm coming up on my time to leave, but I've been looking for this place the whole stream. And now that I've found it, I might run a little over, but yeah, Mayhem, he's got better stories than I've got. I told my wife, I said, heck, I worked an 8-to-5 job for the most part in the military. Got a weapon thrust in my hand one time in 15 years, 8 months, and 8 days, and literally did nothing else other than look at the planes leave and say, bye, hope y'all come back. My next door neighbor, when he moved in, I walked over and introduced myself, and I had a Gulf War hat on. He said, you're a Gulf War vet? I said, yeah. He said, tell me, when you guys got rolling over the border going toward Iraq, did you have this all lined up? And I looked at him, and he was an Army vet. And I looked at him and I said, I don't know. I said, I was over 500 miles away, and I couldn't tell you what the Army did when they rolled over the border. I said, we were putting F-16s in the air and going, have a good time, hope you come back. Those bodies laying around the crate. Yes, that's exactly what I'm looking for, country lady. I should have brought a transporter. I don't know if I could find the stuff for it. I've been here. The center lighted up thingy. Thank you, country lady. I need all the help I can get. I knew they were around here somewhere. Let me... Nope, I don't need any of that. Gonna see if I can wrangle up the stuff to... There they are. Yeah. Well. Two of that. I've got that. I've got that. All I need is an obsidian. Got that. And a... zeolite. And I can build a... Are the skeletons missing? Is that the mystery clue? Well, excuse me, it won't let you click on them, and that's what I thought, because the very first body you come up on in Planet Crafter on Prime has a note with it, but I mean, it's 0520230. 0520230. All you guys got the same number. And they're property of Sentinel Corp. My kingdom for a zeolite. Hello? Hello? Can you hear me now? I'm still showing that I've got audio going out. And Country Lady says it sounds good to her. Well, okay, that's what I wanted to find. Now, if I can find a zeolite, just barely. Okay, well, and Mayhem says it sounds good to him. Thank you, Mayhem. Thank you, Country Lady. Come on, one zeolite, that's all I need. That's all I need. That's a cosmic quartz. Oh, looky there. Let me hop out and back in. What I'm going to do now is fly back around to where I was at, where the bodies are, and then place a transporter, transport back home, and call it a stream. However, I'm going to wait on Shaman to get back in here just 'cause. That's weird, never done that. Well, you know, sometimes it happens. When Shaman gets back in, pretend you can't hear. Mayhem. Why you want to be like that? Yes, this is where I was trying to find. Yeah, they've got all kinds of folks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that I see. Too late. Alrighty then. But it would have been funny. What? I can't hear you at all. I don't know what you're talking about. Let's see. Where are we at? 33% toward completion. We've got purification rolling. Boy, this place needs oxygen, but we're at complete oxygenation, so type harder. You all are just wrong. However, wouldn't have you any other way. Let's see. I've got 3/4 of a cup of coffee here I haven't drank. There's something wrong with this. That's the whole purpose. Drink coffee, talk crap. I got the talking crap part right. So we'll take a win where we can get it. All right, folks, that's where I'm leaving it. Shaman, be nice. It's just mayhem. You know how he is. All right, all the people in chat, thank you very much for all the concurrent viewers, of which it says there's 38. Thank you for being here. You should come chat. That's the most fun part of it all. Because Lord knows I suck at playing games, but here we are. I will be back Saturday morning, and I have 2 Toxicity games going on. This one that was started in the early beta, and the one on Saturday morning is one we started from scratch, which is a totally different thing if you've never done it. But, yep, see you Saturday if not before. All right, folks, that's where we're leaving it. I've got acupuncture in an hour and a half, and I get to go turn into a pincushion. Yay! One thing we are doing, and the reason why I won't be here Friday morning and why I stream this morning, we're going to see Lindsey Sterling Thursday night, and it's going to be late. I haven't driven in the dark in forever, so looked at my daughter and said, can we spend the night at your house? And she said yes. So that's where we're at. That's what we're doing. Not that it matters. All right, then. Shaman, thank you for being here. Like I said, I was thinking about this before me and you talked about it. I'm glad I did it. And we'll go from there. Have fun and drive safe. Absolutely. And that's why we're going down tomorrow afternoon. They make lights on cars now. Yes, but they didn't change my eyeballs. And my vision is in the dark just sucky. And I didn't want to drive in it. All right, you guys have a good one. We'll see you Saturday morning. Bye.